I just went for a car ride, drove to Starbucks to decompress, and now I'm back home. When I tell you I woke up this morning dreading work, I quite honestly mean that. And doing my 9 hours, 8 hours, clocking out, I felt exactly what I was dreading. The mental exhaustion, the mental fatigue, like couldn't wait to slam my laptop shut, starting to feel delulu in the last 2 hours of work because the repetitiveness of my job is quite literally driving me insane. I quite literally can't do it anymore. And I shared a couple videos back. If you're new here, I accepted a job a couple weeks ago that I actually outgrew, and I am in the process of putting in my notice because it's just not going to work for me. I have spent enough time working in corporate, working in my career field, just working for different companies over all these years to learn myself well enough to know when I am done, I am done. And as I've gotten older, I flex that muscle even quicker now. 4 years ago, I was pushing through. I'd pushed through the toxicity. I'd pushed through the burnout. I'd pushed through the exhaustion. I was a people pleaser. Yeah, I can work 9 to 6, open to close. Yeah, I can make some extra money. Yeah, I'll come in Saturday morning. And when you're working in healthcare, you are at this, depending on the level of healthcare, right? You're pretty much at the sacrifice of the patient or whomever you're assisting. And I get that. I understand that piece. But now that I've had a taste of different sectors of healthcare, working in different specialties, in different levels, I now have this awareness of how I need my days to be. And it's so interesting to me how the lower paying jobs are the ones that you have to work the hardest for. I mean, you got to put in 45 hours for the 40 hours a week. You got to stay behind that extra hour every single day. You have to make sure you are available and ready with the drop of a dime. Oh, don't mind it. Take your break when you get it, when you get finished. It's okay if you're an hour past taking your break time, but make sure you come back on time. I think that is so toxic. I hate that there's companies that still function like that. And I'm not saying I hate the companies. I'm saying I hate that there's companies that literally still function like that when it doesn't have to be that way. And judge me if you want to. I'm just in a space where I feel like when you've had a taste of a company that truly puts their people first, you get better output. You get happier employees. You get a better culture and environment and atmosphere. The companies that get it, get it. And the ones that don't. And the people that are delulu enough to kind of stay in that little cesspool or whatever, I don't even know if that's the right term to say, but the people that stay in that, it costs a lot until they can get it. It costs a lot until they figure it out themselves. And I've been that person. I've been the one where it cost me a lot until I figured it out, to the point where it cost me a breast cancer diagnosis. I mean, just stressed, overexhausted, overfatigued, always just giving from a cup that you barely had enough time to refill once you get home, because it's different if you have a job that doesn't require physical labor, but it requires the mental Olympics. If you know what I mean, leave a comment. Leave a comment, because I coined that term, I don't know, years ago, when I felt like I was sitting down and my brain was quite literally doing the gymnastics. I said, I can't do this. I just quite frankly can't do this. So accepting a job recently, it's been a month now, and it's a month that is about to come to an end because I need alignment. I crave connection and community in a different way. I realized that the season that I thought I could relive or redo or go back to because of the familiarity is actually a season that's really a closed door for me. It's no longer true. And I know it's not true because of how I'm feeling. And I don't ignore how I feel anymore because it costs too much to self-abandon. I've self-abandoned for over 18 years in other areas and ways of my life that I no longer do that anymore. Because guess what? If I were to, God forbid, be called home tomorrow, like just drop to the floor, that's how I ended it? That's how it was, huh? No. I can't. There's so much more to me than that. There's so much more to life than this. There's so much more beyond this. And I'm to the point where I'm about to take another leap. I may take another leap, just put in the notice and see where it gets me. Like, I be having moments where I'm like, I'll put a bill on pause. Now, I haven't had to in a very long time. Even through my recent layoff stint, I hadn't had to in a very long time, but I will put, if I got to, I'll put a bill on pause. Cause I'm just not at the expense of sacrificing my mind, my peace. I'm like, the fact that I have to leave the house for a minute to take a drive to decompress, it's already dark outside. And I just sat, and I have my spot. I got a spot that I always go to. I get my Starbucks and then I sit in my spot. And I mean, listen, you could probably film a movie off of my whole aesthetic because I'm under the street light in the car, just like this. And now I'm catching up with messages from friends and stuff. Simple, easy, minimal messages. Renee, what kind of cake do you want for your birthday? It took me 9 hours to just tell her, I love tiramisu. I love tiramisu. That's what I want for my birthday. But I saw the text earlier and just didn't have the wherewithal to reply. I couldn't even do it because it's like I didn't have the ability to think. Have you ever felt that where your marbles just have been pulled away from you, like, and you're scrambling to pick up all the marbles and put them back in the thing? It's like, that's how my brain feels after this job. And I thought it would be different today, but it wasn't. It's the same. And I'm like, okay, Renee, if you feel this way after a month, it's just not going to work. I mean, we knew that a couple weeks in when I filmed the last video. So I can't. And this is the thing, right? Like, it's one thing to be in a transitional season, being back home, getting back up on my feet, healed from cancer and the trauma, and reconnecting and discovering who I am. It's one thing to still be in that transitional season and you can feel yourself coming out of it. So it's like old patterns of survival mode, old behaviors, old ways where I would push through, old patterns where I would just make this feeling feel normal, or old patterns where I would numb it out with like 2 or 3 glasses of wine at the end of the day and just watch my favorite show, not even contribute to my inner productivity, not even contribute to a hobby that I love, not even read all the 50 million books I keep buying. Like, those old patterns, when I feel them trying to sink in, they can't now because I'm more rooted. But the feeling when they try to come back, I like catch it quicker and quicker. And I'm like, what's the common denominator here? Why do I feel like I can't even text my best friend back today? Like, why do I feel like I can't even take my dog outside to play, fetch for 10 minutes? Why do I feel like I got to leave the house to decompress and then come back with my own thoughts? Why do I feel like I literally wrote 10 100-page essays? Why do I feel all that right now? And when I look at what the common denominator is, I'm like, oh, it's the nature and the structure of the job. You know, when the structure is out of alignment, it doesn't matter how cute, pretty, or convenient it feels. It just no longer works. Everyone wants to work from home. I get that, but I would much rather have to drive and commute to a job that lights me up. I mean, like a sparkly sparkler, like literally lights me up, than something that is like draining and depleting from my soul. And the work is beautiful. It's meaningful. It's just not a justification because the container within the requirements of the work isn't suitable. That's not sustainable. That's no longer mindful. That is something I'm no longer available for. I did it for a long time. I did it in person with patients and people and things like that too. So now I'm just in a much different space. And it's something about too, when you start to get closer and closer to like giving yourself permission and freedom of the job that you want, of the career that you want to tap into, of um the small micro activities or tasks or duties that really light you up. It's like you want to lean more into that. You don't want to be pulled back further. And then when you have this frazzled mindset like I'm feeling tonight, like it's just not worth it. It's not worth it to me, because I don't want to be pulled back further from what I know I'm called to. I want to be walking closer and walking in alignment. So I had a moment where I was like, Lord, why did you let me take this job? Like, I could have stayed on unemployment, okay? Because let me tell you, the way that I mentally thrived, I started 40 days of YouTube in that time frame. I felt so free. I would spend hours at Barnes and Noble, letting my mind like just create and journal and brain dump and plan and just different things like that. And I mean, I may not have had the biggest bank account in the world, but you couldn't tell me internally I wasn't balling. Like, because the way that my nervous system was just at ease every single day, I got to read my 45 minutes a day. I got to play with Cardi and take her to the parks. I got to hang out with my dad and my mom. I got to do personal things for myself and work on my new coaching business. And I was finishing up grad school classes. I had residency for grad school. I quite literally had that freedom and autonomy in a way that I needed it so badly in this season. From August up until December, I needed that. I needed it. And it gave me the space I needed to continue to explore me and like find me and heal me. And the healing hasn't stopped. It just doesn't stop. It continues to become layers that like are peeled back as I see more about myself and connect the dots with my patterns and stuff. But I mean, like, to go from that to this is like suffocating. Like, I literally feel like I'm just, I don't know, you might think I'm like being so dramatic, but it really is that deep. It really is that deep because life is deep, life is also funny because my personality, but it's also deep. And yeah, this is, won't be going into many more months like this at all. Because I know, I'm calling in alignment. I'm calling in, I'm calling in my desires. I'm calling in making money the way I want to make it. I'm calling connections and creativity. I'm calling newness. I'm trusting the process. I'm letting my most delulu dreams be written out on paper. I have no full idea of what's next, but I know that it won't be like this forever. I know that it won't be this way forever. I know that I'm about to be 37 at my mom and dad's house. I know I won't be here forever because that's not my destiny. I'm not destined to be like that. It's been a season where I needed it. It's going on 2 years. So the transition is coming soon. I could feel it. I could feel it's coming soon. I don't know when, but I know that it is. And I know that it's not going to be like this for a long time. And I think that's the beauty of choosing to have self-awareness. I keep placing my hand on my heart because I'm learning to like just show myself love like that more, and appreciation for myself and gratitude and love and respect and honor. I know that I'm grateful for the level of self-awareness I have now. I know that I'm grateful for not abandoning my needs anymore. I know that I'm grateful for trusting God, submitting the process to Him. I know that I'm honoring the dreamy, visionary pioneer in me. I know that things are changing, and it starts with this small step of awareness. So for the person that also is stuck, feels stuck in their job, it doesn't fit. If they feel stuck in this box, in this container, and they feel like they're suffocating, like, I can't keep doing this, I want to scream. I see you. I see you, I guess, because yeah, I am you. And I get it. Take my words to heart though. It doesn't have to be like this. It won't always be like this. We are not parked cars. We can move. We got keys. Like, we could plug it in and turn that thing on, put that thing in reverse, drive, and go where you gotta go. So give yourself that gift of self-awareness. No more self-abandoning. Give yourself the gift of honesty and ask yourself, like, yo, if I feel like this at the end of work, if I feel like this at the end of a friendship, if I feel like this at the end of the day, if I feel like this with my current schedule, something is not working. What isn't working anymore? And piece the dots together. Like, clock when you start to feel that way. Clock when something doesn't align for you. Like, clock it wholeheartedly so you can catch it and you can change it, because you got the power. You got the ability. You got to do that. So, taking my own advice. All right, friends. Until next time, I love having you here. Stay as long as you need to. Find some videos of inspiration and let me know in the comments if you also feel suffocated, if you feel stuck, if you've committed months, years, decades to your job and it's just not working anymore. Like, let me know what that's been like for you in the comments. And until the next video, hope you guys have a good night. Take care. Peace out.